Very good morning, class ninth. How are you all? I hope all are fine. Yesterday we were talking about the archaeobacteria, which was the part of Monera and divided into two subgroups. And today's topic is eubacteria. Okay, so let's come to the first point of eubacteria. Okay, it says that there are thousands of different eubacteria or true bacteria. They have rigid cell wall and are motile if they have flagella. Okay, so it contains thousands of different eubacteria, that is true bacteria. They have rigid cell wall. They don't have the flexible or okay, and are motile if they have flagella. Now second point says that some of them are known as cyanobacteria or blue green algae having chlorophyll or to do photosynthesis, that is photosynthetic autotrophs, means they don't depend on the, they are the such type of bacteria which are not depend on the others. They only they only involve in the process of photosynthesis, that is photosynthetic autotrophs, which makes their own food, and they oftenly known as also the cyanobacteria or blue green algae. Okay, they are unicellular. Okay, they are unicellular, filamentous marine or terrestrial algae. The colonies are surrounded by gelatinous sheath. They often form blooms and pollute water bodies. Okay, so basically what they do, they oftenly pollute water bodies. Okay, actually they lives in the terrestrial or marine. Okay, these all type of things are unicellular algae. Okay, now the point 3, the some organisms fix atmospheric nitrogen by specialized cell called heterocytes. Example, nostoc and Anabaena. Some organisms, what they do, they fix atmospheric nitrogen by specialized cell called heterocyst, which is very important for the growth of the plant. Is it clear? Now, point 4 is majority of bacteria are heterotrophic. They don't have to make their own food, but what they do, they depend on the other plant. Okay, so they are useful for mankind in making curd, production of antibiotics. Okay, fixing nitrogen in leguminous plants. Some bacteria are pathogenic, causing damage to farm animals, humans, crop by causing diseases like typhoid, tetanus, citrus, canker, etc. Okay, uh, there are some useful fact of this type of bacteria which are who are heterotrophics, such just like making of curd, production of antibiotics, and fixing nitrogen in leguminous plants. These all are the very usefulness to the mankind. But some bacteria are pathogenic, causing damage to farm animals. Okay, they what they do, they only cause the damage to farm animals, humans, crops by causing diseases like typhoid, tetanus, citrus, and canker, etc. Now, point 5 says that bacteria reproduce by fission or by spore formation, and what the main function of the this type of bacteria, eubacteria, is to fission by or spore formation. Okay, they reproduce by the fission or by spore formation. You know. Now the last point of the eubacteria is that mycoplasma is the smallest living cell which lacks the cell wall and can survive without oxygen. Many of them are pathogenic for plants and animals. What the point 6 says that mycoplasma is the smallest living cell. It is the smallest living cell which lacks the cell wall, and this is the mycoplasma where the cell wall is absent, okay, and can survive without oxygen. Definitely yes, if there is presence of oxygen, cell wall needs, but if there is cell wall available, sorry, if cell wall is lacking, then no need of oxygen, it can survive without oxygen. Okay, many of them are pathogenic for plants and animals. Okay, this kind of bacteria, mycoplasma, okay, are very harmful for plants and animals. So let's talk about the 3.4 kingdom Protista. Okay, and it is very important, very these points are very important. So first point is saying that they are single celled eukaryotes. Okay, uh, you can take the concept from the your cells chapter. Okay, they are single celled eukaryotes. Second point, they have well defined nucleus and membrane bound organelles. Some have flagella and cilia. You studied in previous class. Okay, I told you, and you had already made the fair copy on this topic. So I hope uh, no need to be panic. Second point is they have well defined nucleus. Okay, they have nucleus and membrane bound organelles, means perfect cell. Okay, some are flagella and cilia. You can say the perfect cell of the point 2. Okay, now point 3 is they reproduce asexually and sexually by producing zygote. Yes, they what they do, they reproduce asexually and sexually by producing zygote. Okay, uh, you can see here point 4, a kingdom Protista includes phylum Chrysophytes, Dinoflagellatus, Euglenoids, slime molds and protozoans. Okay, so you can see here kingdom Protista, there are the two columns of the figure. First you can see here the chlorella, Climadomatos, Dinoflagellate, Datos. Okay, now here you can see a singular cellular pseudopodia, that is amoeba. Okay, pseudopodia means what? The finger-like structure which grabs the food and intact into the body. Okay, now euglena, paramecium, that is containing the cilia and mouth. Okay, nucleus. Okay, and this is the nucleus of trypanosoma. Okay, this is the guardia of the nucleus. Okay, now chrysophytes. Chrysophytes. So see here, the first point is the chrysophytes. This group includes diatoms and golden algae, also known as desmids. This group, what they do, they includes diatoms and golden algae, also known as desmids. Okay, and this is the part of the chrysophytes. Second point, they are found in fresh and marine water. Okay, they even they found in fresh and marine water. Okay, microscopic float with water current, which are known as planktons. Okay, they always float with water current. Okay, which are called the planktons. The third point is most of them are photosynthetic chief producer, means they don't have to depend on the uh, other plants. Okay, or animals, they are the chief producer, means autotrophic. The fourth point is in diatom cell wall is formed of two thin overlapping shells which fit together like soap box. Wall also contains silica, so diatoms left behind large amount of cell wall deposited in their habitat, which accumulates over billions of years and are known as diatomaceous earth. Okay, what is the fourth point says that in diatom cell wall is formed of two thin overlapping shells which fit together like soap box. ठीक है, ये soap box की तरह इसका टुगेदर फिट होता है. एंड वॉल ऑल्सो कंटेन सिलिसा. इस तरह के जो वॉल्स होते हैं डायटम सेल्स वॉल के, ये सिलिका को कंटेन करते हैं. so diatoms left behind large amount of cell wall deposited in their habitat. Okay, you can see here habitat which accumulates over billion of years are known as diatomic earth because gritty they are gritty, so they are used in filtration of oils and syrups. ओके, ये ग्रिटी इन शेप होता है, इनका ग्रिटी नेचर का होता है, दैट्स वाई दे यूज टू फिल्ट्रेट्स ऑफ ऑयल एंड सिरप्स. ठीक है बच्चों. नाउ नेक्स्ट, dinoflagellates. They possess two similar flagella. Okay, they possess two similar flagella. Okay, dinoflagellates, you can see here. Okay, they possesses two similar flagella arising from the ventral side cell side, one transverse and other longitudinal flagella. Actually they possesses two dissimilar flagella arising from the ventral cell side, one transverse and other longitudinal flagella. Now second point is cell wall has a stiff cellulose plate on their outer surface. Okay, आउटर सरफेस पे क्या होता है, ये स्टिफ सेलुलोज कंटेन करता है. ओके, सेलुलोज प्लेट. नाउ euglenoids, it is very important. The first point of the euglenoids is that first, you can see here euglenoids, in place of cell wall they have protein layer called pellicle. Okay, this is pellicle. सेल वॉल के प्लेस पे इनके पास एक प्रोटीन का लेयर होता है, दैट इज कॉल्ड पेलिकल, विच मेक देयर बॉडी फ्लेक्सिबल, एंड द बॉडी ऑफ द यूक्लिनॉइड्स आर द flexible due to the protein layer. Okay, due to the pellicle, you can say. The second point is they have green pigments, so they do photosynthesis in the presence of sunlight, but in the absence of light they behave like heterotrophs by predating on the other smaller organisms. Actually they do photosynthesis in the presence of sunlight. It is the nature of the euglenoids, but in the absence of light they behave like heterotrophs by predating on other smaller organisms. But in the presence of light, okay, in the darkness they behave like heterotrophs. Okay, but ये important है, इसको ध्यान में रखेंगे. Predating on other smaller organisms. Okay, now slim molds. Okay, चलिए, they are saprophytes living on decaying twigs and leaves. Okay, this type of slime molds are depends on the decaying twigs and leaves. Okay, जो सड़े गड़े पत्तियां होते हैं उनके ऊपर ये निर्भर होते हैं. Second point is under suitable condition they form aggregate called plasmodium which may grow and spread over the several feet. What it says, under suitable conditions they form aggregate called plasmodium. ठीक है, इसको प्लाज्मोडियम कहते हैं, जो कि ग्रो करते हैं एंड सेवरल फीट के दायरे में वो क्या करते हैं, फैले होते हैं. एंड थर्ड पॉइंट सेज दे डू नॉट हैव सेल वॉल, इनके पास सेल वॉल नहीं होता है. ठीक है, हैव एमेबॉइड नेचर, एग्जांपल फाइजरम. ओके, एग्जांपल के तौर पे फाइजरम देख सकते हैं. ओके, तो बेसिकली in this class you have studied about the slime molds, euglenoids, dinoflagellates, chrysophytes, and the figure of this kingdom Protista. Okay, kingdom Protista and the eubacteria. So I hope ki all are beyond your confusion. ठीक है, आपको confusion नहीं होगा इसमें. आप जो भी confusion होगा आप मुझे comment करके बताएंगे. Okay, so for this class that's all. Thank you.